welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with my completed pages video for September. Today is September 29th, but I've colored everything that I'm going to get done for the month, and I don't think I'm going to finish anything in a day. So I've only done like 5 pictures, 3, 4, 5 pictures this month, which is my usual average. And I commend everyone who does like 20 pictures a month. I'm like, how do you do it? I don't know, but here's what I got. So let's go ahead and get started. And before you say anything, if you see some paint or some chalk pastel or something on my hands, I literally just finished the picture and I washed my hands, but you know, I don't know. But let's just get into it. Okay, so kicking things off, I have a picture I literally just finished like 5 minutes ago. Pop Manga Cute and Creepy Coloring Book by Camilla Derico, and I'm trying to be careful because everything is still wet. And I have this picture done. This is my first picture out of this book, and I don't know, it just spoke to me when I saw Beast and Belle or whatever, and I thought it was really cute. So I kind of was too overzealous with my gold paint. I used a paintbrush at first before I switched to my toothbrush, and Beast looks gold if you look, and you can see where I tried to wipe it off with my finger, but if you tilt it you can't tell. But that gold that you see is my Gansai Tambi Starry Gold watercolor, and I have fun splattering as I always do when I splatter stuff. And I took inspiration from a color palette that I found on Pinterest, and I'll insert that picture so that you can see it. And I really just wanted to use burgundy, the dark blue, the like peachy baby pink color. I did a little green, of course, and the brown, of course. But yeah, I really enjoyed this picture. I started it last night and I just finished it tonight. And I used all polychromos. I did slip a few Prisma here and there in the black Prisma, the white Prisma, and I think that's the only Prisma colors I used. Oh, and I used Prisma on his burgundy pants because I wanted it to be a different color from her apron. And so I also used chalk pastel for the background, as you can see, Posca and white gel pen for all the white, and then I used glossy accents. I have stickles, and I use super tips for the bases of all the roses that you see on the page. And I really didn't deepen anything except the enchanted rose, and it's running because if you use glossy accents and you used anything water based, it will make it run. So my rose is running, but that's fine because it can look like it's fading or whatever. Because that's the point, right? I don't know. I don't remember Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, this was the end result of this picture, and let you see all the nice gold. It's so pretty. And I did like a little swirl of magic happening because I'm like, how is this rose even floating around? Like, is it on Beast's side? Does he have a shelf on him? It is sitting, like, why is it floating? So it's just floating with magic. And I really like this picture because he really knows how to braid hair. He has his 3 pieces of hair. He knows how to braid, y'all. And then Francis was like, well, he had to do something with all his time while he was waiting for Belle. And I thought that was so funny because I was like, oh my gosh, he learned to braid. That is hilarious. And I made this book look a little older than these books because maybe this is a book that's her favorite that she's read 100 times. And then maybe he brought her some new books so that she can find something else to read. But yeah, this is the end result of this picture, and I really like it. And I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff back on here because it needs to dry, and we will move on to the next picture. Okay, the next picture that I have, oh, and these are done in no particular order, by the way. I always say that, so y'all should know. It should go without saying. But the next picture that I have is my Autumn Fairy, and this is by Mystic Art Mares. This is from her Fairytopia coloring book, and I named my fairy Autumn, and her unicorn is named Raspberry. And I actually, wrote it down, Autumn and Raspberry. And this is all done with Holbeins, y'all. I did use a little bit of alcohol marker on their hair as a base, and whatever that brown is, oh, her eyes. I used alcohol marker for that as a base, and then everything else is just all Holbeins. And I have chalk pastel in the background. I have Posca and white gel pen, of course. And I think glossy accents like on her nose, her eyes, and I have glossy accents on her eye, and then I have some Wink of Stella, which is this little pen right here. It's just like a liquid shimmer, and that's what's on my unicorn, and it's so glittery. I just love this page because it's so sparkly and glittery, and I have glossy accents on these. I try to make these like water droplets on my leaves, but yes, I used all of my Holbeins, well, only Holbeins on this picture, I should say, and I had fun coloring this. And I didn't like her skin because to me it came out really flat, and you can't tell that she has like orange eyeshadow on, but my mom's like, her skin looks good. I'm like, really? Ew. But I mean, I do like her how she came out. And what I did was, to achieve this effect, I used my little stencil that I have, and I wanted it to look like the sun rays, you know, like when the sun catches and it makes a lens flare on a camera or a film lens. I wanted that effect. So I tried it for the first time on here, and I think it looks really cool, but I have some ideas of how I can improve upon it now. But yeah, and of course there's stickles, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, and I really do like raspberry and autumn, and I like my pine cones. I didn't want to do brown because I felt like I just didn't want to do brown pine cones. I knew I wanted autumnal colors, but I did want to throw in some purpley burgundy-ish color, because that, to me, that's fall and winterish too. So happy I ran with that, and I really enjoyed this picture, and I just like to look at the wings and stuff. And then I did add some of my own little wisps of magic and fairy dust happening. But yeah, that's the final result of that picture. Okay, next I have a picture in Victorian Darlings by Hannah Lynn. I have set this book under so many heavy things, and it still will not bend, and it's my fault because I bent it a long time ago. But anywho, I have this one, and this is called, what is this one called? She is called Primrose Manor, and this was so fun to do because I used an alcohol marker base for basically everything in the picture pretty much except her skin, and I just went over with pencils, and I did use my Prismacolor for this, and I have a picture that I was inspired by on Pinterest, and I'll insert it so that y'all can see the house that I based it on, because I looked up Victorian houses on Pinterest and I really liked that one because I knew I didn't want to do a white house. I didn't want to do like red, so I really, in my mind, it just stuck with me to do a dark blue house. So that's what I searched for. And this picture was a lot of fun to do, like I said. And I have some glossy accents on the windows, and I have some stickles here and there, and some glitter gel pen on the page. The stickles are on her scarf, and her buttons have glossy accents on her eyes. And I don't know, I just really enjoyed this picture for some reason, and I enjoyed doing the red, green, and kind of golden trees and bushes and everything. And I used my super tips to do this pattern because to me it reminded me of Minnie Mouse for some reason. I don't know why. I guess it's the bow. And I just did a variation of dots. So I did dots close together in the same colors, and then I spread the dots out so it could look varied. Like the ruffles in her bow are varied patterns on her outfit. And I did some white gel pen down here to make her scarf look like it had some fuzzies. And it's just cozy and warm. And like I said, really enjoyed this picture. And oh, there's stickles on here too that I put down here on these little bushes. And I used alcohol marker to outline it as well. And I really like how her hair came out. This is like a really light blue marker, I think, and then yeah, and then I just used a black pencil and then a white and maybe a light blue pencil, and I really like how that came out. It looks pretty cool to me. And I didn't know what the heck this was, so I made it like a potato, but I just put glitter gel pen on it, so it's like a sparkly potato, because I thought it was cheese. I thought it was a bunch of stuff. I don't know what it was. Oh, and I used Posca for the feathers, Posca to do some extra little wheat hairs or whatever that is, and Posca to outline my maze up here, and I made it look like maize. So, and my apple has glossy accents on it, if you didn't catch that. But yeah, I just like to stare at glitter. If you did not know that about me, welcome. I like glitter. So that's the end of this picture, but it's like a couple more in here that I want to do, but I chose to do the second copy instead of the first copy because I like to flip and have two pictures done side by side. But I really want to start this one soon, and I want to start this one because I really like this one. It's so pretty. So hopefully I get around to those soon, but let's move on to my next picture. Alrighty, Roo. So I think this picture is actually the first picture that I did this month, and it's from Menuet de Banu by Kanoko Agusa. And I did this picture with the bunny in her little art studio, and I'll put a picture of my inspirational colors that I found on Pinterest, and I was inspired by those colors, and I actually did my own version of this brick. It was inspired by a tutorial by Katarina ZH here on YouTube, and if you don't know of her channel, she's like an out of this world colorist. She's goals, and she has a lot of cool tutorials to try on her channel. So I just made it my own because she used different pencils and stuff. So I just used my Prismas and color matched and just kind of varied a little bit differently how she did it, but it's pretty much, you know, all in the same. And I really like how the brick came out, and I actually posted my colors that I used on my Instagram if you wanted to check that out. But yeah, I used all Prismacolor for this because Prismas work like a dream in this book. And I used my Prismacolor watercolor pencils for the stained glass on the window and a black Posca to do all the outlining. And this is what took me the most out of this entire picture, was to sit and outline all this black. Oh my gosh, not outline, but fill it in. It took so long. But this picture dragged on for like, I don't know how long. It took me a week or two probably to finish it. I don't even know why, because I really enjoyed the picture, but I just really thought long and hard, overthought about my colors. But it all came together in the end, and I drew the wood grain here and the wood grain on my stairs right here. My favorite thing in the whole entire picture are my pears and my paintbrushes. Like, I really love how they came out. Like, look how nice they are. I just love them. I love when I do my mahogany wood, so that's my version of mahogany wood. And I have posted my colors on Instagram for my mahogany wood if you want to check that out. And I'm actually not too sad about my bunny's fur this time, because y'all know fur gives me anxiety. I hate it. But it came out okay. And I didn't know what color to make this blanket, and my mom was like, make it yellow. And then I was like, what color to make this cup? My bow was like yellow. So they really helped me like tie the picture together. But I really like how I was doing my shadows right here. And I used watercolor pencil also for the floor, and I think it came out kind of splotchy right here because I erased a lot in this spot because I kept smearing pencil, and when I put the watercolor, it just sank into the paper where I had erased it a lot at. But that's totally fine. Oh, and I also did my own polka dots on her clothes and her apron. And I just like burnished these colors in her apron because I wanted it to be like, you know, she's not a perfect artist. She's in there making messes, having adventures, having fun. And I really enjoyed this picture. So I do have some gold, like right here against our star on the books. And I think that's pretty much it as far as it goes for any glitter or anything, because, you know, I try to keep this book pretty much as realistic as I can make it in a lot of ways. So that was enough about that picture, and we can move on to the last picture I have to show you. Alright, so the last picture that I have to show you is from Cinnamon Bun Dreams by Squishable. This was somewhat enabled by Shayna in Colorland. She showed this book on her channel way back, but I had been seeing it on Amazon because, you know, I do have some food books and they were recommending it to me, but she had a flip through, and I just wanted this book because y'all know me and food, because I was a bit apprehensive, like, I don't know, but I got it. So the picture that I started was this picture, and it has a quote by Julia Child over here, but I chose this picture because I thought it was so adorable with the like fairy tale theme, I guess, because you have kind of like this peppermint is Rapunzel because his leaves are like his hair if he were Rapunzel, and the gingerbread men are so adorable. They remind me of Gingy from Shrek. Well, he's not real, he's in the window, but this one's real because he's out waving, and I did a shadow under his arm. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun to do. There is some glitter on here on like some of the, well, pretty much all of the sprinkles, the peppermint. I used all ink tints. I'm about to tell lies. I used all ink tints on this, and I did use my Prismacolor just to shade in This wasn't ink tints though. The cherry and the chocolate syrup, that was actually all pencil work, but everything else was ink tints with additional pencil shading by my Prismacolors. And I drew in these chocolate chips because y'all know mint chocolate chip is my favorite kind of ice cream. And the background is actually alcohol marker. As you can see, it's like a peachy color because I didn't want anything to overpower the final result of the picture. And the thing that took the absolute longest, because I used ink tints, it was so quick, but the thing that took forever was me trying to outline all this white. Like, oh my gosh, I had to keep going over and over, and I just got tired and was like, look, it's going to be what it's going to be. I don't even care. So yeah, that was what took forever. And then for the windows, for the stained glass, I used my Prismacolor watercolor pencils for that as well. And yeah, that's just pretty much the end result of my picture. I hadn't used my ink tints in so long, so I did it for this picture. And I haven't used my polys in so long, that's why I did it for the Beauty and the Beast picture. So, you know, I make my rounds to my supplies. But yeah, the paper handled really well. It's not that thick of a paper, but it's not that thin either. But I think it handled everything really well. And of course there's going to be some leakage, but or ghosting or whatever, but I don't care because this is essentially one-sided. It's just quotes on the back. Now there are some double-sided images, well, double page images like this, where I will probably not, you know, use alcohol marker and be a bit more careful if I want to color the image on the other side, but it's totally fine. Now the thing I was apprehensive about was it is a lot of wallpapery pages, but some of them I actually find fun. And now that I know that my ink tints can handle it, I could use my Neo color, I can do whatever. So yeah, this, I just think it's a cute little book, and y'all know I love food, and the food is so cute, and it's like different sections of it. So sometimes if I want to color and maybe not want to color a lot, I could just come in and do a little bit at a time, or if I'm really in the mood to do repetitive things, because that's the thing about certain books, I don't like to color the same thing over and over again. Like repetitive images makes me want to Earl, but these are really cute, and I think I'll manage. So yeah, that's everything that I've colored this month. It was not a lot, sorry, but not really sorry, because you know, I get done what I get done. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. I enjoyed all of my pictures that I was able to get around to this month, and I hope everyone out there is taking care in the world, you're staying safe and as happy as you can in these times, and I'll see y'all in my next video.